I am back. And as you can see, I am going to revisit Morning Bell. And I listened to a version of it, and a lot of the comments were like, "No, no, 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 no. There's the radio. There's the album version that you need to listen to." So I have it up here. Have the lyrics here, which I looked at the other day, and so let's listen to this version and let's see what the difference is, and let's give it a go.
Morning
Oh wow, that was a lot different. Definitely a lot different than the first version I heard. Um, right off the bat, the drum beat going through there, so there was definitely a cool drum uh, pattern going through there. The song was in five, and it was in 5/4 all the way through, and it had the same idea. The chords to the other song were like an A minor, um, kind of that back and forth, but this was a little different. This was kind of, but the bass was doing something different in this one too. It was going back and forth. It was not as clear cut as the first time through. It was really interesting what he was doing there. It had the same chords in the "Release Me" part. That kind of thing. And then there was one part where it transposed it down like into an E minor. To that for the little bridge section there. So chord wise, it was kind of similar, but the context of how the chords were used, and especially with the bass note, was different. So between that and the drum thing going through there, it was different. Uh, I mean, everyone's going to have their preference as to which one they like better. They're just two different renditions of the same idea. I like the end with the sounds of the guitar and everything at the end, how that all kind of fit in. I thought that was really, really cool. The lyrics I was talking about with the other version, and obviously I guess no changes there as far as what's going on, at least with what I think is going on here. Interesting, but I'll tell you what, this had a whole different feel to me than the first song. I got a different impression of this one, I think, because it moved a little faster. And maybe the funny thing is since I heard the other version first, that kind of that stuck with me a little bit. So I'm still kind of wrapping my head around this version. And again, it's not like, oh, one's better or one's this way or that way. I have a clear-cut feeling about how I felt about the first song and the feelings I got from it. And this one, it's still processing a little bit, because now I'm thinking about how this moved a little bit faster to me, and how it just had a little more motion to it. And the other one was a little more morning bellish, chimey kind of a sound, So either way, a really cool song. I like it. Let me go back to the beginning a little bit. Let me just play these intro chords a little bit. There you go. Oh, went down. G to D. So the bass isn't coming in until 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. So, so that's kind of how. Let's bring it down an octave. And he's moving a little, kind of moving to that C sharp. It sounded like a little bit in there. Really cool. Really cool. I like it. What I'm hearing about these Radiohead songs is it seems like a lot of thought. It's funny. I think to maybe someone who's not used to these kind of sounds, because these are not your typical typical sounds that you hear in, everyday music. So if you're not really familiar, or your ear isn't attuned to that kind of sound, it's going to sound a little random, I think, possibly to some people. But if you are tuned to it, it's interesting, and it's actually very, I don't want to use the word clever because sometimes that has the wrong connotation, but it's very smart. It's very smart the way it's put together. I mean, when you think about it, this is, a pretty straightforward thing that's outlining a couple of chords. So is that, and how many times has something like this been used? But in this context, really, really interesting use of these ideas. So really cool. I like it a lot. So I'm glad you guys called me out on this and said, listen to this version of it, because it's a world of difference. And again, I don't have a preference as to which one I like better. I have pretty much an open mind when it comes to most music. Sometimes people ask me, what's your favorite band, or what's your favorite this, or what's your favorite that? And it's like, I couldn't even tell you. I don't know, because I like everything. I like listening to everything. And there's some days I like certain things, and some days I like other things. And there's some days when I don't want to hear anything at all. And so I enjoyed listening to this. This was great. So, yep, thanks for pointing this out to me. And glad I heard it. I'm glad I listened to it, and glad I could tell the difference and talk about the difference between the two versions. Actually, at some point, maybe tomorrow, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to listen side by side to each version, and just for fun, just for myself. All right. Anyway, see you guys soon. Take care.